Hello, my name is Marianne Lee. I'm a project manager and marketing specialist here at Wonderful Machine. I'm working on a web edit for South Carolina photographer Drew Somerville. Drew's interested in a new web edit in order to grow his business. He wants to make sure that his images are presented in a way that will attract new clients. Let's take a look at his current website and think about what we're going to need to do to make some changes. So the first thing we notice, we've got this nice clean logo up in the corner, which is really nice. And we have the navigation up here across the top, which is pretty helpful getting around, but we kind of need to make sure that we know what lifestyle means and commercial and food. These could almost all be together or separate. The other thing that's interesting is that we just have this single image slideshow that's flipping through. It'd be great to see more of his work immediately when we land on the website. We always talk about how when people come to your website, we don't want to make them work too hard to figure out who you are. And here we're sort of waiting to sort of get through the slideshow to see all of Drew's work. As we scroll down, there's a little bit, who am I, with a nice photo, with some language talking about who he is. We've got the social icons, which is very helpful. And then down here, we've got more navigation to get to those other images up at the top. When we go into the lifestyle gallery, we can see that there's a lot of images in here of varying quality and varying production value. One thing I'd like to make sure we do is that we make sure all of the images that have the best production value and best commercial viability are up right up front. The other thing I'm noticing in this gallery is a lot of the images are very repetitive. It would be good to sort of narrow the edit down more so that the very best images are the ones that are showing up. So I'm going to pop over to the commercial gallery. So it's sort of strange to have commercial next to lifestyle because some of the lifestyle work could be commercial and some of the commercial work could be lifestyle. So I think that's something that I want to make sure we have really obvious when we sort of reorganize his galleries, that we know what's happening in the lifestyle gallery and that it's very obvious what's happening in the other galleries that we decide to do. So looking through here, these are basic small business shots, probably local companies, local businesses. So it's showcasing some nice images, but again, there's a lot of images. It's sort of repetitive and it's a bit of a mishmash of things. So I think one of our goals is going to be to make sure that we have very clear galleries as to that show off what Drew does and what he does best. Last gallery I want to take a look at now is the food gallery. Again, lots of repetitive images in here. I'd love to edit this down, make sure that we have the very best images showing. He also, these are obviously all for one client. They're all toned the same way. So I'm going to make sure that we get a more variety showing in any kind of food gallery to show that there's a variety of things that Drew's capable of doing. Lots of nice things in here. Love to eat that shrimp, drink that beer. I'm going to scroll back up. And then there's a blog with various descriptions of different jobs that he's done. It's nice to have. Again, we've got the about page, which is similar to what's on the first page. All his contact information, super helpful. And it's really nice to see that he's got his email address right there. I think a lot of people don't really trust these forms, that they're actually going to a human being, and so would prefer to email an actual email address. All right, so I think one of the main things we want to do is make sure that all of Drew's photography is being shown the best that it can. And one of the ways to do that is to make sure all of the best photos are right up front. And I also want to make sure that we organize his galleries up on top in a way that makes sense for his work and the clients that he's interested in going after. So we may end up with a food and beverage gallery. It might end up being a dining gallery. And Drew is also interested in doing something with clothing and apparel. So we may have some sort of gallery for that as well. So I'm going to take off and get to work on this web edit, and I'm looking forward to showing it to you when it's done.